Hey guys, what's up? It's the Third Night here, and I've got some kind of cool news for you. You probably already know by now, but the RuneScape 2007 servers are coming out this Friday. It's a really big surprise. I think it's taken a lot of people by surprise. I think most people sort of thought, myself included, that it would take 1 to 2 months before it was actually released. But instead, it's getting released this Friday, so you can't really complain about that. It's really cool that Jagex have put in so much effort, and they're going to be able to do that. It might be a bit rough around the edges, they said, but it should be playable, and they're not planning on doing any rollbacks unless there's some really big problem that they encounter. So that's kind of cool. I really want to make a separate video on some possible strategies for when it is released. If you didn't already have any ideas of what you're going to do, because there'll be heaps of people going for different stuff, and I want to give you guys the best chance possible to level up and get money or do whatever it is that you want to do as soon as the 2007 servers are out. I also went through all the questions and answers to do with the 2007 servers, and so I thought I would summarize some of the ones that I thought were most important in this video. One thing that is nice about it coming out on Friday is people who are sort of sitting on the fence a bit and are unsure of whether to vote or not will get the opportunity to vote based on what they see. And on top of that, the first month of free access, if you have voted to the 2007 servers, it will start on Friday and end on the last day of March, meaning you would get extra free 2007 server membership if you vote now, more than a regular month promised anyway, because it'll be about a week or whatever. It will have already been out. There will be around 50 worlds on release. However, they'll be added to or removed based on demand. So obviously if there's heaps more people, they're going to add more worlds, so they're fairly well prepared for that, they said. It will officially be labeled old school RuneScape. A big question asked was, what should happen if we barely miss out on the 500,000 votes mark? Like if we're for example we were to get 460,000 votes or something, just barely lowballing it, would you consider that a winning 500,000 or a failure and a waste of 210,000 votes? And Mod Mark Gerhard's response was, I've already voted twice on both my personal accounts to try and help. However, if it is very close, or if it was very close, like 20k or less away, I would certainly make up the difference and pass a vote. Smiley face. So that's pretty cool news as well. So slightly less votes to aim for. There were a lot of questions about levels of support and updates that would be implemented to the 2007 servers, and a lot of people seem to think that Jagex would just leave the servers how they are even if the votes required were not reached. But if you sort of think about it, if there are even 50,000 players online on the 2007 servers on average, that's only slightly less than on the main game from what I've seen, and that wouldn't be ignored, especially if every one of those people are paying for it. No matter what the outcome of the vote thus far, as long as enough people are playing it long term, I don't think it would be ignored. So if we don't achieve 500,000 votes, don't worry. One of the questions that sort of backs that up was a question to Mod Pips, which was, if we don't reach 250,000 or 500,000 or 750,000 votes, but later on we gain sufficient players, would a development team be hired to support new content? And the answer was, we wouldn't rule it out, but right now we're just focused on the outcome of the vote. And that's obviously a fair enough question, because ultimately Jagex are basically made, they want more money, right, for their company, and any company would want that, right? And the more people that vote, the more membership money they get. So of course he would answer it like that, and then he'd also follow up by saying it's he wouldn't rule it out, because if you did have heaps of people playing on the servers all the time, they're not just going to ignore that. Like, it's just sort of common sense. They'll update it, that way more people come and more money ultimately. I don't want to say that Jagex they're like all there for just the money, because there's a lot of like big industry game making companies and stuff that are, but I think Jagex are really good. They do listen to their community a lot, so I don't want to include them in that sort of a picture, but that's sort of interesting. Anyway, another question was asked about whether you would still get logged out every 90 seconds of being AFK, like you used to, and basically they said they would change that to 5 minutes like the main game, and that it's currently a pain for the developers working on it. So that's definitely going to be changed. Probably the worst news in terms of what future updates would be rolled out to the 2007 servers was a question regarding God Wars Dungeon, which said, is it possible to add God Wars Dungeon, which was answered with, oddly enough, the God Wars dungeon was originally released in August 2007, only 2 weeks after the version of the game we are launching. However, we don't have any backups for the content we were working on that wasn't part of the live game. So if we did want to make the God Wars dungeon for 2007 servers, we would have to start from scratch. And that's at least a few thousand hours of work if you add together graphics, testing, coding, etc. So that would be highly unlikely to be added. We can only hope basically that the servers would get enough attention and that they would try putting it together if there were enough people playing. Jagex also explicitly said throughout the Q&A that they wouldn't bring out the Grand Exchange or any other big updates, that's really important, because otherwise, the initiative would sort of be lost with the whole 2007 servers idea, because it is sort of old school RuneScape, so don't expect to see stuff like that. And now the best question throughout the entire question and answers by far had to be, Jagex, were emotes in RuneScape in 2007? Because I feel the need to portray my emotions in game. And Mod Etch answered with yes, including the old dance emote, which was pretty awesome. So that's worth a vote right there. Old dance emote is freaking awesome. I can't wait till I do it. It's probably going to be the first thing I do once I can actually get access to my emotes. That'll be kind of fun. Now, as for coverage of, when it's released and everything, I will try my best to be, awake and live stream its release. However, it just depends when it's released. Jagex have been saying that it would be quite late probably, and usually the updates are around 1 AM my time. So late would mean maybe 2 or 3 AM, maybe even later than that. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. It might turn out that it's released during the day or something, which would be ideal, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'll definitely be wanting to play it a lot, especially on initial release. So please tell me in the comments, like what you'd want with that, and also, types of videos that you would like to see. I think I might start up with at least one series along the lines of, following my character's 2007 server progress from, level 3 to wherever. If you want to see anything more specific, or if you want to see some live streams, especially around the launch of the servers, just tell me in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm sorry if it went on for a bit longer than intended. I will try my best to have a strategies guide uploaded later tonight as well, but I really do apologize if that doesn't go out. If I don't manage to do that, I'll add a bunch of different ideas to the description of this video, just so you have a good idea of what you can do and the sort of things that I was going to include in that video if I don't get to upload it in time. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next video.